Hey, what's up everybody? But this video isn't going to be like my other videos where I have like graphics or charts or cool things to talk about. I just saw this article right here. And I just want to say, it's about the end of July, and I was one of those people who was receiving unemployment. I filed appeals to try to get it. The elite are making it to where people like me, people in poverty, have to sacrifice certain things in order to receive this $600 a week compensation. Now, did I make more money on unemployment than at work? Absolutely. But you know what that says? That says that wages should be raised across the board. People say, oh, but inflation. Well, the last time they raised the minimum wage was 2009 on July 25th. It was raised from $5.25 to $7.25, which is laughable in today's economy. If you work 40 hours a week, you cannot even afford a studio bedroom apartment on that. Not including groceries, or cell phone bills, or gasoline for your car, or even a car payment. It's ridiculous. For the first time in history, I had enough money to where I could pay my bills and not have to worry about next month. Now, why is that such a big deal to these Republicans? I don't understand. They are convening this week, as we speak, to vote on the HEROES Act, which was passed by the House of Representatives back in May, unanimously, I might add. But at the same time, whenever it gets to the Republican-run Senate, it's supposedly dead on arrival. But now we have seen Republicans start to come out and say they are in favor of this extension. They are in favor of another stimulus payment, and they are in favor of everything that they once said they weren't. Do you want to know why? Because it's 2020. It's an election year. They know that people are watching. The world is watching. And if you're really going to take away the one thing, $600 a week, 38.7 million, I believe, 38 million Americans are on unemployment right now. And 17 million of that are people who are still working part-time. And guess what? In many states, it's legal to receive partial unemployment and still work. Whenever I first filed for unemployment, I was still working part-time. I didn't want full $600. I didn't even know about it. But my boss was like, I'm going to do you a favor and let you go. And you can claim that I fired you for me to receive that $600 a week. Now, he did me a favor by doing that, and I couldn't thank him enough. But the reason is that if you really believe that $600 a week is going to take away the incentive for people to return to work, then you are not a job creator. You are a poverty exploiter. $600 a week isn't a lot of money, but to people like me, it is. I have a degree in marketing management, and I used to work as an accountant, and I didn't even make that much then. This money is a lifeboat in times of uncertainty. And for them to not extend it to at least December, which is what the Democrats propose to do, I guarantee you, not only are we going to see countless jobs lost, and not only are we going to see the economy tank and the GDP decline, but we are going to see riots. Have you ever seen someone hungry? I mean, someone who's really hungry. Someone who hasn't had a meal in a couple days. You think these riots are bad about Black Lives Matter? Wait until you take away their money and their right to eat and feed their family. We are going to see unprecedented levels of riots, and I can guarantee you that. And they know that. Now, they're talking about extending it at $300 a week. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I would still get like $383 a week, which is about how much I was making working at Domino's in the first place. But the fact that they are saying, oh no, these poor people have $600 a week, and what do they think we're doing with that money? Do they think that we're hoarding it? Do they think that we're like investing in the stock market? No. When poor people get money, We spend it because we have to. To survive, we have to spend that money. We're not putting it in our savings account. That money is going directly back into the economy, and they don't seem to realize it, or they just don't care. Your representatives do not care about you. The only thing that they care about are the corporations that they work for. That's right. Your senators are all employees of corporations, thanks to Citizens United and super PACs. Citizens United was a bill passed in 2010 that said that any corporation or entity could donate X amount of dollars, not telling you how much, to whichever candidate without saying what it's going to, what it's for, and where it came from. How is that legal? That and gerrymandering, which is a whole other issue that I want to get into, but I'm going to go ahead and get into it now. Gerrymandering is basically where they redraw the districts of the state. Let's say there's a white Republican who's running for Senate, right? And the district that he's running for, there is a dominant black population right in the middle, right? And we all know that black people historically have voted Democrat because they're smart. They have the ability. I have no idea how this is legal. And Democrats do it too, but on a much smaller scale. But this is actually what happened to Rick Scott in Florida. They just take the district and they just draw around that district. And they make those votes not count against them. Yeah. How is that legal? You know, whenever Bernie was running for president, he wanted to get rid of Citizens United and wanted to get away with all money on Capitol Hill because you should not become a millionaire by being a senator. America is the only country in the world where the politicians receive $400,000 a year. And even whenever they are out of office or get kicked out of office, they still receive that salary for life. And they still get health care for life. You should not become a millionaire by being an American senator. Let me repeat that. You should not become a millionaire by being a senator. It's infuriating. And it feels like we can't do anything about it because, I mean, whenever you look at the protests about George Floyd, you can clearly see that the police has been militarized and every protest is immediately shut down with tear gas and rubber bullets. And I love how they started saying they stopped saying non-lethal and they started saying less lethal because people were actually killed by those rubber bullets. If you take away the $600 a week that people are receiving, you think that it's bad now? Wait until the GDP drops over 5,000 points in a day. Wait until you see that unemployment shoots past 20%. If you think it's bad now, wait until you take away the one safety net that has been keeping people afloat and keeping families fed and keeping people in their houses. You know, the whole you don't have to pay rent thing, the moratorium that was lifted at the beginning of July, which said that you didn't have to pay rent, and power companies like Alabama Power said, hey, you know what, it's COVID right now, you don't have to pay us back. Well, guess what happened? On July 1st, these people got a bill for all of the payments that weren't paid. Now, there were no late fees, but how do you expect somebody who's been out of work since March to pay back over $2,200 in rent, 3 months worth of rent? How do you expect that? Do you think that we are like hiding money? Like, do you think that Ronald Reagan's picture of a welfare queen is actually accurate? Back in the 80s, this is a notion that was invented by Republicans to get people on their side, where they said that a woman was receiving welfare in 8 different states or something. I can't remember, but it basically said that she was living the life, right? I'm not living the life. These people on unemployment aren't living the life. They are making it day to day, and this $600 a week is going to rent, mainly to food, to expenses such as gas bills, water bills, power bills, internet, and groceries. And whenever you take this away, people will riot. I guarantee you. And it scares the bejesus out of me to wonder what these people are capable of. Quick side note, I forgot to add this. I'm editing it. But basically, I want to say that if you're really going to get mad at somebody for receiving $194 a month or $701 per month for welfare or for TARP or SNAP benefits to feed themselves and their family, then maybe you should think about the corporate welfare that McDonald's or Walmart is receiving, where over half of Walmart's employees not only qualify but need government assistance, which means people like you and I are subsidizing corporations like Walmart. We are paying them because they don't pay their workers a livable wage. On McDonald's website, their employee website, it literally shows them how to file for SNAP food stamp benefits. People on welfare are not the problem. The problem is corporate welfare, tax loopholes, and tax haven. Like, if you're really gonna get mad at that person who's getting $194 a month to feed themselves and their family and call them a leech on society, and get mad at them for being on welfare or for receiving disability checks, or Social Security, know that not only do they pay into that their entire lives, God forbid you ever lose your job and need assistance. Over 85% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Are you really going to get mad at that person getting $194? That's the max, by the way. You could get a lot less to feed themselves and their family. Are you going to get mad at that millionaire who gets a $77,000 tax write-off because they had a business lunch on their yacht and they claim it as a business expense, therefore it's deductible, therefore they get a fucking kickback? That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. And that's what I went to school for. Accounting is like my milieu. Like, you don't understand how much, I'm literally infuriated that they're even taking this long. Whenever COVID first hit, 3 days after state of emergency was declared, they injected $1.5 trillion directly into the stock market. And what did it do? Jack fucking shit. This CARES Act that they passed back in March or May, I can't remember, has been keeping the economy afloat, and if they don't extend it, we are fucked. So I just wanted to add that. Sorry for ranting, but I'm just saying that whenever you take away something, right, the economy, this is the American economy, has been propped up by the $600 a week unemployment benefits. It really has, and studies show it. Economic experts say that whenever you take this away or reduce it, we're going to lose all the progress that we've made. Whenever COVID first hit, people weren't concerned about the 135,000 people dead, over 2 million cases confirmed. They weren't concerned about that. Over 3,000 people are dying a day. That's a 9/11 every day. And yet, people are out. Business as usual. Where is the "we will always remember" or "we will never forget" for those people? They had to open up a mass burial site off of New York, this island called Death Island. And it's called that because in the past, like during the Spanish flu, it was used for the same thing, mass burials. People who are unidentified, transients, despondents, they were buried in this mass grave, and this is happening all over the country. So many people are dying that morgues are filling up, and they're having to fill refrigeration trucks with corpses. For all of you people who think that COVID is a hoax, or that it's not real, or that you are not at risk, let me tell you something. Wait until you catch it. But the thing is that over 40% studies show of people who catch COVID-19 actually are asymptomatic. So that means that they're carriers. They infect others without ever knowing they're sick themselves, which is even more dangerous. Take me, for example. I personally believe that I have COVID-19. I am, I'm supposed to get tested soon, but back in March.
Maybe. Did you get... You got medicine? What'd you get? That's good. I'm taking a video of you because you look silly. Yeah, I can get.
I was tested for the flu, and I tested negative for both A and B, but they still, all the symptoms pointed to flu. I think that maybe I had corona. And the scary part is that the antibodies for corona don't last but for about a month, which means that you can catch it over and over and over. This is not a one-time thing. This is not a one-time thing in American history. This right here, which is kind of what we should have been doing in the first fucking place, but I digress my point. These people wearing masks, this is the new normal. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under, motherfucker. You put your mask on to go into a store. Kay Ivey, our Republican Meemaw governor of Alabama, even said everybody's got to wear a mask. And there are actually cities, entire cities, who are boycotting this. Why? Since when is wearing a mask a political statement? And you see these protesters protesting their stay-at-home laws with AR-15s and AK-47s up on, in government buildings, and you don't see tear gas and rubber bullets getting hit, getting used on them. But whenever we, protest Black Lives Matter or defund the police, suddenly they come out full riot gear, ready to go. They're literally fantasizing about using this less lethal force on these protesters. It's sickening, and I'm tired of it. And the thing is that for a long time, I really believed that America would never see a revolution because the people were so complacent, so over-medicated, so apathetic, so just discouraged that they just were beaten down and didn't care. Well, guess what? We do care. And the thing is that if you take away our food, our apartment, our house, if you take our means to pay for that away, we're not going to have anything left to lose. And someone with nothing left to lose is a very, very scary person. I just wanted to rant on that a little bit. Leave your comments down below what you think. All right. Bye.